by this chemical vapor deposition. That's why it has like actually sputtering, a lot of metallurgical importance and applications are there. So this is actually chemical vapor deposition apparatus, how it looks like. But this is actually will not give you the inner picture. So what is CVD? So CVD is a process where gaseous precursors react to form a solid coating on a heated substance. So this is actually, this you can see the heating is there. So this is kind of one furnace, and this furnace is nothing but the chamber, and this is a reactant gas will come, and this waste gas will go, and inside you can see that MCl3 and H2O, then M plus twice HCl. So this M is a metal, and that metal actually will deposit here. So this is the idea. So in this actually in so there are actually, what are the parameters like temperature? The chamber temperature is important part, and also that whatever the pressure of the chamber, that is also important to enhance the reaction, because every reaction requires some temperature and pressure. So and this reaction will happen, and then whatever the reaction reactant product, so that is actually will be deposited on the substrate. And here substrate role also very important. So I mean suppose that actually some of the substrate actually, specific substrate is required. Let's say that if you want to deposit graphene, so it's preferable to have a nickel substrate. So like that. So some of this substrate, substrate has also a role in this particular process. Now let's go to the definition. So chemical vapor deposition is the formation of non-volatile solid on a substrate by the reaction of these vapor chemicals that contain this required constituent. Okay. So in vapor phase, the reaction will happen between the constituent and whatever the desired material that should be in that constituent. And after the reaction, then actually that reaction product that will be deposited on top of substrate. Okay, and the substrate will be placed in that heating zone, so that I mean it that is the reason actually you can get a very robust or hard coating in this technique. And the reactant gas are introduced into the reaction chamber and are decomposed and reacted at a heated surface to form the thin film. So this is very important. So that kind of heating. So what is the difference between the CVD and PVD and sputtering? In PVD and sputtering, we didn't reach such a high temperature. However, in chemical vapor deposition, that in the chamber temperature will be much higher, up to 1000 degree. You can go. So CVD is a chemical process used to produce high purity, high performance solid material. Okay. So high purity and high performance solid material, and this technique is suitable for the manufacturing of coating, powder, fibers, monolithic component. So all the range of the product. Now you might be thinking that coating we know, and powder, film, and monolithic. So fiber actually it depends on this choice of the substrate. So if I select the substrate in such a manner, rather than actually it will give that film, that fiber will form. So like that. So and in fiber actually you have to tailor in precursor material as well as the choice of the substrate. So this technique is often used in many thin film applications. And these, what are the parameters? Like substrate material, that is very important. Substrate temperature, composition of this reaction gas mixture. So whatever that precursor gas, so precursor should be in the compulsory, it should be in the gaseous form, and total gas pressure or gas flow. Okay, so gas pressure and the gas flow, these are the important parameters we need to keep in our mind. And in chemical vapor deposition, already I explained. So chemical vapor deposition is a process where one or more volatile precursors are transported by a vapor phase. So this is precursor materials are not liquid, it will be in gaseous form, and that need to be purged inside the chamber, and they will decompose on a heated substrate. And some unique advantage, like some of the materials, like many materials may deposited using CVD and related technique, and metal oxide, sulfides, nitride, phosphide, arsenide, carbide, boride, silicide. So this range of material, so metals, metal oxides, and then range of material you can deposit. So let's say that one example, that TiV2. So TiO2 melting point is 3325 degrees Celsius. So such a high melting point material, and you can deposit at 1000 degree only. TiCl4, this is a gaseous form, and VCl3, and then hydrogen. After a reaction, the TiB2 will form, and then HCl will be the byproduct that will go away. Okay. So this is that idea. And this TiO2, if you go other process, very high temperature is required. So CVD was first used for hard coating, cutting tool application. Later on, actually in microelectronics, 3D structure, then some glass structure. Glass means amorphous structure, that is also can be made. Then the solar cell, catalysis, membrane, waveguides, mirror, and then synthetic gold. This titanium nitride. So this synthetic gold, actually this has multiple application, like in lot of ornaments, watch, you can see that actually it's a golden color, but it's not gold, because in that cost is not possible that gold coating. Okay, so they are actually, and also that if you make a gold coating, your coating may not be that robust coating. So people used to make a synthetic gold coating by titanium nitride. So it will give the similar color of the gold, and also that very hard coating. So I mean, like actually scratch and other things chances will be much less in case of this titanium nitride coating. So deposition also, I mean, takes place due to that chemical reaction between some reaction product, already I explained, and then reactant gas are pumped in a reaction chamber. So that is actually in the process, and under right temperature and pressure they undergo a reaction. So any reaction requires a particular temperature and pressure, and one of the product of the reactant gets deposited on the substrate, and then byproduct are pumped out. So after the reaction, one particular reaction product will be deposited, rest all actually will be gaseous form, and it will be pumped out. Okay, and the key parameters are chemicals, the reaction rate, gas transport, diffusion. So in terms of chemical reaction, so this reaction trace rate is important, gas transport and gas diffusion. So I'll explain later that where is the gas transport and the gas diffusion play the role in this process. So this is actually, you can see that gas precursor inlet, and reaction will happen here, and then it will come and air deposit. So here particular that it will diffuse, that through this layer of gases it will diffuse, and finally it will be deposited, and up this all the reactant product, that gaseous byproduct will be this out by this exhaust. And this is actually inside the heating zone. So heating zone is nothing but a kind of furnace, so where your substrate will be placed and the main CVD process will be carried out. So this is actually a same process. The fundamental principle is that the chemical reaction takes place between the source gases. Okay, so between source gases, and yeah, so like actually 2 3 source gas will be there, and then chemical reaction will happen, and the product of that is solid material that condense on this all surface inside the reactor, and then product, one particular product will condense and deposit. And precursor gas often diluted in carrier gas, and they are like, sorry, yeah, so precursor gas often diluted in carrier gas and are delivered into the reaction chamber and approximately ambient temperature. This precursor gas, majority of the precursor gas is costly, so that's why actually it's often diluted in carrier gases, and they are delivered into the reaction chamber at approximately ambient temperature. So these are the sequence how this coating is going on. So transport of this reacting to this substrate surface. So that is the first process. So reacting to the surface, then absorption species on this substrate surface, then actually heterogeneous surface reaction catalyzed by this substrate surface. So there are two things. In this case, actually, that gas is coming on the surface, gas is adsorbed, means precursor, then reaction is happening on top of the surface. That is always not the case. Sometimes some reaction in the gaseous form it may happen, but in general it may happen on this heterogeneous surface reaction catalyzed by this substrate surface. So these are very important. So why we talked about heterogeneous nucleation? Because in all thin film deposition, it will be controlled by the surface or substrate surface. That's why compulsory heterogeneous nucleation in thin film deposition and growth. So same thing happening. So heterogeneous surface reaction, but in this case catalyzed by the substrate surface. So that's why surface has a huge role in this CVD process. Then desorption of the gaseous byproduct. So you can see that 6 and 7. So first that 1 and 2 actually it is coming to the surface, then adsorb on the surface 3, 4. Then you can see that 4 to 5 it will be basically the reaction, and also the nucleation starts and the desorption of the gaseous byproduct. So gaseous byproduct 6 and 7 will go out, and then transportation of this reaction byproduct away from this substrate. Okay, so that is actually 7. So 6 is away from the substrate and this away from the system. And this step of the CVD are sequential, so that this will determine that deposition rate is called rate limiting step. So this is actually very important. Just I'll discuss what is this one. If the deposition process is dominated by B, C and D, what is B, C and D? So this is B, adsorption of the precursor on the surface, heterogeneous surface reaction by the substrate, catalyzed by the substrate, and desorption of the gaseous product. So BCD, that is actually it is actually, if it's dominated, so it is a surface control process. So entire process will be controlled by the surface or the substrate. So substrate will have a huge role in this particular case. So we need to understand the kinetics in particular CVD process. If deposition rate is dominated by A, so it is a mass transport control process. What is A? Transport of reacting to this substrate surface. So if that is controlled, so then it will be a mass transport control process. So in mass transport control process, what will happen? Some of the reaction may happen in this in that gaseous form itself, and this mass flow is actually important. So in that in the mass flow is important in this particular case, and there actually substrate could be irrelevant. So reaction will happen, and then reactant product will deposit on the substrate. But if this BCD is actually is the leading role, then substrate will be very important. Okay, so this is again you can see that this is that fundamental CVD process. So in CVD process, that convective and diffusive transport of the reactant to this reaction zone. So this is actually that reactant to that first is that to the reaction zone it's coming. Gas phase reaction. So gas phase reaction, there are actually, it could happen on the surface or could be near vicinity to the surface. Then transport of the reactant to the substrate surface, then chemical and physical adsorption. So in this particular case, so previous case, main reaction was happening on top of substrate. But in this case, that it is first coming to this near the vicinity of the substrate, then the reaction is happening. Then transport reactant to this substrate surface. So gas phase reaction is happening here. Then transport to the surface here. Chemical and physical absorption. So that is actually will be happening. This is absorption, you can see. And then surface reaction leads to the film formation. Again, some surface reaction that is actually required sometimes for the film formation, or sometimes let's say the metal is coming. Then here metal oxide will form. So that kind of reaction also may happen. And then desorption of this volatile byproduct. So whatever the volatile byproduct will be dissolved, and this convective and diffusive transport of the byproduct away from this reaction zone. So this is, it will be dissolved and then it will be going out. And here you can see the nucleation island and then step growth like other PVD technique. So this is just one example that SNO2 formation, SNO2 film formation. So what will happen, that you can see in this case that this is actually that reactant gas, its name is monobutyl tin trichloride. So monobutyl tin trichloride, this is tin, this is chlorine trichloride, so 3 chlorine is there, and this is black color is a carbon and white color is hydrogen. So this is some chain, butyl chain. So monobutyl, so this is 1 2 3 4, so that's why this is called monobutyl. So one butyl chain is there, is connected, okay. And then this is H2O. So this what is happening in this case, a possible gas phase reaction, then mass transport, then adsorption. So here some gas phase reaction is happening, then this is you see that reaction product is coming here. So you can see that silicon along with the hydrocarbon is coming, sorry, tin SN along with the hydrocarbon is coming here. Then adsorption, it will absorb, then diffusion, reaction and oxidation. So this will be at high temperature. From here it will convert to SiO2. So silicon, oxygen, and here you can see hydrogen bond still is there. So it is first it will convert to SiOH, then it will convert to SNO, sorry, not Si, SNO2. So SNOH, this is SNOH and then SNO2. So now it is clear to you why there is actually two-stage reaction. So here some reaction will happen, then in some intermediate compound it may come on the surface, further reaction will happen and your desired product will form, and these are this byproduct. So what are these one? This is, so CO2, this is CO2, this is H2O, this is HCl, and this one is CO, carbon monoxide, and this is CH4. So these are the byproduct will go out. So now I think that whatever that in the previous it is explained, that it understand, you can understand the mechanism. Okay, or should I explain once again? It's clear, this part is clear, it's clear to all of you, it's clear this part? Anyone who didn't understand? Hello, can anyone respond?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then choice of the chemical reaction, like that precursor has to be volatile, that is I told. Like if you want to deposit silicon, SiH4 silane is there, this kind of gas is toxic. So that is actually in CVD you have to be very careful. It should not be exposed to us during the operation. We have to be careful. And the chemical reaction need to be thermodynamically predicted to result in a solid film. So Gibbs free energy, we need to adjust the reaction. This actually means should be that advantage. The Gibbs free energy has to decrease, and T and P can be adjusted so that del G less than 0 and byproduct need to be volatile. This is very much important. If byproduct condense there itself, then actually purpose will not solve. And Gibbs free energy, Gibbs free energy is a measure of this total available energy in a system, and if overall Gibbs free energy of the reactant is greater than that overall Gibbs free energy of the product, then reaction is thermodynamically favorable. And the equation relating to this Gibbs free energy also determine the reaction rate. Okay, and all these quantities are affected by the temperature and pressure. That is always also I told any reaction is requires some temperature and pressure, a particular temperature and pressure. So that is actually important. And what are the different reaction types? So let's have a look. This is very important. What are the different reaction type? Like pyrolysis, it could be reduction type, it could be oxidation type, compound formation, disproportionation, reversible transfer. So we'll see that what is this one. Pyrolysis. Pyrolysis name itself is telling with temperature decomposition. Chemical decomposition on or changes induced by heat. Pyro means heat and lysis, that is actually decomposition. So this SiH4, that is called silane, in 650 degrees Celsius, you can see that silicon amorphous is deposited, and this H2 is a byproduct, it will go out. So nickel, this NiCO4, from there nickel and 4CO at 180 degrees Celsius. So these two reactions, we can see that we can deposit the metal, but in case of metal, that your substrate temperature should not be high, because otherwise it will be oxide, metal oxide. Then the reduction, so in reduction reaction, so in which the electrons are added to atom or ion, okay, by removing oxygen or adding hydrogen. So always occur accompanied by oxidation of that reducing agent. So what is happening? SiCl4 twice H2. So this is, you can see the silicon 4HCl. These are epitaxial. So I'll explain what is epitaxy. Epitaxy means when the deposited film mimic the substrate structure. We called it epitaxy. Okay. So at 1200 degrees Celsius, now in this case, actually, you might be thinking that why it's not oxidized, because there is a continuous purge of this hydrogen. So that's why that you will get silicon easily. WF6, then CH2O. So in this case, tungsten you can get it. Molybdenum again that you can get it, and this is the required temperature for this process. Oxidation. So in oxidation, we know is a electrochemical process which involves that formal oxidation state of an atom by increasing that or removal that by being increased by the removal of electron. So SiH4, oxygen, SiO2, and twice H2O at 450 degrees Celsius. Then again that SiH4, twice H2, O2, SiO2, this is actually soot oxygen can be prepared. Soot oxygen means it's a small particle of the SiO2, and in 1500 degrees Celsius, AlCl3, you can see that Al2O3 can be formed. Now compound formation. So compound formation, hard surface coating. These are very important in metallurgical point of view. This is very important. So you can see that silicon, this tetrachloride, and then a methane gas is purged, SiC will form. So there is a huge demand in this kind of material coating or hard coating. So you can see at 1400 degrees Celsius, you can make this kind of coating. TiCl4, CH4, so TiC coating is being made, and you are maintaining that reducing atmosphere. So this whatever carbide will form, it will not oxidize. BF3 and NH3, so Bn plus 3HF. So this is actually at 1100 degrees Celsius, and this is all this solid will deposit. Then MOCVD technique, one example is given, like actually this is a gallium compound, this is arsenic compound, and finally after the reaction gallium arsenide will form and it will condense on this substrate at this temperature. And gallium arsenide is a well-known compound semiconductor material and it has huge importance and several versatile applications, in particular microelectronics. Then disproportionation reactions, what is happening here? A chemical reaction in which single substance act as both oxidizing and reducing agent, resulting in the production of dissimilar substance. So this is actually gallium iodide. So after heating, it will convert to gallium and this gallium Gi4. And then this is at 300 degrees Celsius, it will go this side, and at 600 degrees Celsius from this side it will again come back to this one. So this is actually range of product, different material can be made using this kind of reaction. Then the reversible transfer. So in this reaction you can see that arsenic, two different that gaseous arsenic form, and then this gallium chloride is purged and you will getting this arsenic gallium arsenide. So this is some thermal CVD film, just for example, like deposition material. If you want to deposit this material, this is a substrate. You have to, like as for example, this cadmium sulfide. If you want to deposit gallium arsenide or sapphire should be the substrate. And what are the reactions? This input reactant. So these are the reactant, deposition temperature, and this is actually crystallinity. So it will be crystalline, epitaxial, polycrystalline, or amorphous. So epitaxial means most of the cases it will be single crystal. So E is the epitaxial, P is polycrystalline, and A is that amorphous. Okay, so with this one, I just finish it here. And if you have any first question, you can ask. Otherwise, just I'll wrap up. Any questions? No? Okay. So still you can take, I'll just take the attendance and you can ask the question. Okay, so this PPT I'll put it in Moodle, so you may get it. And I just like to ask one question. So in PVD particular, in chemical vapor deposition, how will be the purity level in comparison with like in PVD physical vapor deposition and sputtering? Can anyone tell? Film purity level, how it will be?
CVD will be higher than PVD, I guess.
Yeah, so PVD will be that highest purity and CVD will be the least, because some reaction is happening and like actually gas pressure will be higher, so contamination will be some sort of will be there. So that's why actually in CVD particular, I mean in electronic application it's used, but it's not like actually that much popular like I mean metallic deposition. I mean like actually physical vapor deposition. Okay. Okay. Okay then. Thank you. Okay. Bye.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.